So lately I've been playing some more Elder Scrolls games. I'll just turn down the music a little, turn down the effect a little. But yeah, I've been playing some Elder Scrolls games quite a bit lately. Been playing some Oblivion, gonna get back into Skyrim, and you know, grew up on playing Oblivion. I gotta say, it's like a game I missed growing up from my childhood, because played this game when it first came out. I remember bought it for my Xbox 360, and playing it, you know, meant a whole lot to me. I think I played this for weeks, for months, for years after, and I just, you know, couldn't get enough of this game. Couldn't just stop playing this game. And then I remember Skyrim came out a bit after this. This wasn't my first Elder Scrolls game though. Oh, it was first one. First Elder Scrolls game was Morrowind. I never really got into Daggerfall, but it was definitely Morrowind. And got an enemy here. These mud crabs. Anyway, so yeah, it's just so peaceful at night. Like with these Elder Scrolls games, it's really peaceful. I like, one of the reasons why I like playing these games and like playing through it and just enjoying the nighttime atmosphere, or honestly the daytime atmosphere too, is because roaming around, exploring the open world, seeing what there is to see, it means a lot, you know. It's oops, didn't mean for that to happen. Gotcha. But never am sure which one is my favorite of all the Elder Scrolls games. But there are a lot of people who obviously they started on Skyrim and they never went to Oblivion, and I myself, I can't judge that because I started on Morrowind and I never played Daggerfall, because Daggerfall was of course before, kind of before my time, I should say. I thought there was a wolf behind me. But I think it came out in like 95, 96? I think it was 96. I've talked about this a lot with other people. But yeah, so Daggerfall came out in 96, but Morrowind came out in the early 2000s, and then Oblivion, this game, came out in 2006 or so, 2007. But yeah, this game is really cool because it's, you know, you know, you can still discover a lot of stuff, but I've mostly discovered this whole entire game because I've played it so much. It's one of those things, you know, that you'll just experience, you know, because I've explored so much. I know practically almost all there is about this game, you know. My favorite DLC, which is sort of, I would sort of relate it to, you know, Arthurian legend, is I think it's was it the Knights of the Nine DLC, and it's very similar to that, and it's spectacular, what can I say. That's why I think once they remake, because there are going to be, I think there's still going to be 2 remakes of the Oblivion game. The Sky Oblivion team that's remaking it in the Skyrim engine, and then Bethesda, you know, the studio itself, they're remaking Oblivion. Hopefully similar to the actual game within the same plot. Because this, in my opinion, this story, the main story of Oblivion, was the best main story that they've ever done. But that's me. I'm also kind of biased. I enjoyed this a lot. I also think that the Daggerfall plotline was very well done, although I didn't experience that. It was sort of like, if I'm not mistaken, and someone may correct me, if I'm not mistaken, with Daggerfall, the Emperor himself did send you out, and then you explored the world. So it was sort of that. But with this, you have a sort of mission to sort of save the world, in a sense. Not really, but more so in a sense. I don't have too many mods on this because I like to keep it. The only mods that I like to keep with the games that I play, especially. Ooh, hello there. You're not being nice. Ooh, that was not nice of you. Oh. What happened to you? Died. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Thank you. Yeah, so, forget the controls of this. It's been a while. But as you can see, I'm just starting out the game. But, then for people who haven't played the game, where's the map? Alright, so this is, I forget if you can zoom out or not, but this is Imperial City. So, been here. Oh gosh, this takes me back. It's giving me a little bit of goosebumps. So you start out there in the prison, then you go into the sewer and stuff, so, and then wound up there. But yeah, I think if they remake this game really well, then it would be really cool, in my opinion. In my opinion, it would. So, and so we'll go up this road. This road we can go. And so here's Bruma. Then right there is Skyrim. So Bruma is the closest large town, I guess you would call it, or a city, to Skyrim. And obviously those are the Jarrell Mountains, for anyone who knows the lore of Elder Scrolls. And you can actually read about all this in Skyrim, like the books that you find within Skyrim, all about Cyrodiil and Tamriel itself. Tamriel is the continent, and then this is Cyrodiil. So yeah, there's a lot. I don't Alright. Yeah, we'll keep going, but as I was saying, with every single open world game that I play, you know, I like to, especially Elder Scrolls games, there's so many mods that they create, and so I'll stick to the point. There's so many mods that have come out, you know, with these types of games, open world games. But the only types of mods that I typically add to you know, these types of games, the open world games, are essentially the immersion mods, or player home mods, or mods that would make sense along with the story with my character, right? Like, which type of character am I creating? Like, for instance, I've been playing No Man's Sky a lot. So No Man's Sky, I don't typically add any mods, although I'm pretty sure that there are some mods.
May the wind be on your back.
Thanks, too. And let's see what time it is. Okay, it's 5 a.m. Yeah, so like with this game, I typically add, some changes to the graphics to make it look a bit better. Sometimes I make everything like quests, the quests more immersive, or with Skyrim I make a better player home, basically. A player home, like say I'm playing a ranger, I add in a ranger player home, or I add in a wizard player home if I'm playing a ranger and a wizard or something like that. So it really all depends. And I like to really immerse myself in these open world games, as I'm sure a lot of other people do. Not everyone. Some people just like to, rob people and hack and slash. So yeah, I mean, it's very different, and everyone is very different, so that does make sense. Yeah, as you can see, this game is like, it is an older game, but has a lot of life to it. I think that games like this, you can tell it's just it. Oh, here, is the music? No, do I? Don't know if I do. Oh, there's a mud crab. That's why. Mud crabs, they attack all the time. Primrose, flax. Yeah, so I also, with the UI in this, as in Skyrim, I like the limited UI. And I think there should be a way if you go to options. Is it gameplay? I always turn my crosshair off because, much like in real life, well, unless you're using modern equipment, really you wouldn't, I feel you wouldn't really have access to a crosshair, and I just don't like having it because I just feel it makes more sense to have it off, because realistically, why would you have it on? For instance, if you're using a sword, which I typically am, my character usually does, why would I have my crosshair on? I just, I get bothered by it. Some people do, some people don't. So, I can turn this stuff up, but it was on earlier. Yeah, so I mean, game still looks good, plays good. However, I think that I want to know. So, okay, so we're over here. Yeah, so in this, obviously, Jadenall is over there. We could fast travel there, but much like in Skyrim and a lot of other games, I don't particularly like to fast travel in games. I want to see who this is.
Your money or your life?
Oh, yes. No, take it from me if you can. Please, I don't have any money. Well, Take it from me if you can.
Actually, that's the way this one prefers it.
Well, that makes sense then. Okay. Ooh, you got a nice weapon.
That's the best you can do. Ha! Oh! Oh! Ah!
Okay.
Ha!
Shit.
Fall before me, Breton. This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
Let's see. What is this again? Yeah, so another thing I wanted to bring up, magic is in the game, obviously. Anyone who has played Elder Scrolls. I also don't like the option to... So I'll back up. When you feel immersed in your character, I like to add a set of rules, like maybe a set of like 3 to 5 rules, or maybe 3 rules at most, right? Come up with a backstory. A meaning 1, come up with a backstory for your character. Like, doesn't mean, you know, you write like 5 pages of where your character was born and you like create. I mean, you can if you want to. Some people love that. I personally have done that for multiple characters. I've done that not on paper, but I've done that in my head. I've actually done that for one character on paper, but that's just because I'm a writer part-time. But so number 2 is that I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2, and one of the things in that game that you can't do as soon as you and I actually want to test. Yeah, you can do this as well. So one of the things that in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure 1 as well, but in the second game, it doesn't let you change out, you know, your weapon, your armor, your equipment, anything while you're in combat, which I think is acceptable. I think is really cool. So, and it adds a lot of immersion. A lot of people haven't liked that, but that's also because they don't want to feel immersed in the story at times. The other thing is I like the sense of sometimes my character doesn't need to carry as much. And so that's why right now my character is carrying carrying 2 bows. Why is he carrying 2 bows? He's carrying a dagger, that makes sense. But why is he carrying 2 war axes? So, you know, yeah, I'm going to get rid of those at one point. And then, you know, he has all these, but those sort of make sense to sell. And then these make sense that he's carrying those. So it all comes down to the point is what makes sense. Like lockpicks, somebody could carry those. Torches, I don't know about that. Maybe 1 torch, and then pelts, you know, maybe if they're a hunter, but so let me try and beat this guy. I don't know if I can. A while. Oh, we got him. Alright, so he has different armor. So what I could do is I could just take oops, I didn't want to take the shield. Not taking the shield. So what I can do is do that. So I have the rough leather. Yeah, I also have these, so, you know, again, why am I carrying all that? It just, You also want to ask yourself the question of why? Why am I carrying? Why would my character carry all that? So this makes sense if my character is he's sort of a mix between right now I would list him as like a hunter and sort of a nomad, and I think characters can change, you know, over time. I think that does make a lot of sense. But so they could start out as one thing and then maybe get experiences, you know, becoming more of a fighter later on. And then moving on to, hey, I want to join the Mages Guild. But I think some characters, you know, if you want, you could restrict your character into not knowing everything. I mean, that is something important that some people do. And so we got our arrows, sweet. Also got a bone. But yeah, so I think Skyrim can be way more immersive than Oblivion. Oblivion is, I would just call it, I don't know, it's just I mean, it, you know, Oblivion is immersive, but it all depends on how you play your character. Like, if you choose to play your character as... And there's no right or wrong answer. You know, I'm not gonna say, like, you know, oh, that's bad, you shouldn't play your character that way. Because it is a character you create in the end, which is really cool. You know, there are other games, like I've played on the channel, such as No Man's Sky, such as Star Citizen and things like that, which, you know, you can create characters like that, but it can be all in your head. It can be characters you write down by yourself, which is really amazing. And I think this, oh, you're just gonna attack me and don't get a shot. Nice. Love it. But yeah, this is a game that I haven't played in I don't know how many years. So I've really thought about, hey, maybe I should just go back and play through this game, because it's a game that really means a lot to me. And I wanted to sort of make this video all about how to immerse yourself in, say, a game like Oblivion, and then later I'll make a video about Skyrim as well. I just gotta get Skyrim up and running. And then another one about how to immerse yourself in, say, No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is honestly really easy because you can do galaxy hopping, then going through black holes and stuff. To me, I'll stick with Oblivion for right now, because, you know, that's the one I'm playing. But Oblivion is, in the sense, and any game is like this, it can be an adventure. It can be what you make it. It can be, you know, you can just go off and hunt, forage, and, you know, just explore if you want. And very relaxing. And not many other games are like that. I think they made Skyrim a bit more like that, but Oblivion has a really good storyline that teaches you sort of the basics of this game, and then helps you understand, oh, that's how to do that, and that's how to do this. And I think once this remake comes out, I hope it'll have other people, you know, enjoy it as well. That's what I'm hopeful for. Because it has, right now, I mean, after, oh, it's been 20 years, something like that. Yeah, because it's 2025 right now. So, well, almost 20 years. Saying. So, yeah. Sometimes it feels like it. So. But, yeah, so it's pretty impressive. It's, you know, because this is a huge map that you can go to. This is the yellow road, and you can see all those places. This is a really nice place, and much like Skyrim, each town, each city that you go to in the game, when you visit it, on visiting there, they each have their own little storyline that you can see, that you can witness, that you can go to, and they have tons of side quests that they can you can branch off and do. Very surprising. So, and yeah, but it's like, this is still a gorgeous game after all those years. I think at some point I'm gonna make a series on this, or exploration video series on this at least. Can be tricky because let's see, because the sneaking, in my opinion, in Skyrim is way better. I don't know. I still think, since I've been playing through Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, that immersion in that game is by far the best in any role-playing game I've ever played in my whole entire life. At least at like a first-person role-playing game, I'd say. It's pretty impressive. I'm very impressed by it. I didn't think that I'd be that impressed, because I knew I was excited by it because I was in the Kickstarter. But ooh, interesting. I didn't know they had stuff in there. But and it reminds me a lot of Oblivion for sure, you know, but from a more historical point of view. So I feel, sometimes I feel like the Kingdom Come Deliverance studios, Warhorse Studios, they're more of like the Elder Scrolls newer version, you know. That's how I feel sometimes, but not really. I mean, it's a different sort of take. You can't, it's safe to compare them, but they're still different because it's completely different combat. Ooh, hello. Got Challenger. So, and it's, you know, those are really big full-on cutscenes in those games. I think a lot of people tend to overreact when you dare to compare two role-playing games. It's quite funny when that happens. But yeah, feeling immersed in a game like Oblivion can be easy as long as you know how to roleplay your character well. As long as you, it's similar to, say, acting. You just need to shape your character into who you want to be, basically. So if you want to be a ranger, a monk, a priest, a warrior, a wizard, I mean, hell, you can be like a peacemaker. Just don't go out into the wild much. I don't know. I mean, in Elder Scrolls Online, you can even like you know, go and you know, be a role player. There are tons of people who do that. Oh, is that a rat or something? It is. No know they had them. Oh, here. Red meat. But yeah, so expect like a lot more of these videos on, I guess it would be immersion in video games is what I'll probably title it, something like that, something to that, something about that, you know, how to immerse yourself in Oblivion or Skyrim or something like that. That's what I've thought about recently. I think that's important. A lot of people, they often ask that. I've asked that in the past is, you know, oh, how do I create a character? Just, you know, off the bat is, you know, probably just think of the type of character that you've thought about as a kid, you know, because as a kid, I grew up watching the Lord of the Rings movies, and I always sort of wanted to be a mix of Aragorn and Legolas, but it was funny, never really wanted to be an elf because I was always afraid of living forever, because it was the fact that if you live forever, the question is not the question, but thing is, if you do live forever, you would live to witness so much culture, so much history, a lot vanish around you, right? You would witness your friends, family, well, yeah, your descendants pass and just fade away into nothing, into just memory, and then they'd be forgotten in time. But that's something that we, you know, you just have to learn to accept as being a human. And I think most people, if they think about it long enough, they have to learn to accept. You leaving me? So I think it's you know, it's part of growing older, it's part of being human. It's, and that's a whole different topic. That's a whole different video. Where in the world am I? So yeah, I'll have to make like a whole entire video all about that, about how I think. I don't know. I'll figure that out. Write some thoughts down. But yeah, immersing yourself into the world of Oblivion, right? It's something that can be easy, can be tricky for some, but can definitely be easy. You just have to think about the world, the setting, the characters around you, before you create your character. If you're really interested in that. You know, some people aren't. Some people hate that. Some people just despise creating their own character. They just, for some reason, all they like to do, and I'm fine with that. I'm not trying to come at it with, oh, I can't stand those people. But all they like to do is just you know, dive right into the action, skip the cutscenes, and that's fine. That's for them. Each person is different, and I think that's a great part of what it is to be human, is that everyone has a different perspective in life. I think, I say this every single day, is I think if people had a different, if everyone thought the same, not a lot would be accomplished. I mean, yeah, not a lot would change. Could be wrong about that, but that's just how I feel. That's really just how I feel. I really don't think that much would change in the world if, you know, people were the same. You know, they'd just be machines in the end, and, I mean, I personally wouldn't want to be a machine. But again, I'm straying off into another topic. But it's all related, if you think about it. Because if you learn to know about, not the story of this game, but this world looks like the real world sometimes. Looks like a medieval sense of the real world, you know, so. And I grew up loving, you know, that sense. I'll do that. I'll come down at some point. There's a video of like somebody doing that with like, I think it's like 10 arrows or something. They like all fall down. It's like in the Imperial City. Pretty sure it is. Pretty impressive. But yeah, it's a gorgeous game if you really look into this game. Like I always say, not every game that I enjoy, that you enjoy, is for everyone else. I'll keep making videos on this topic, on immersing yourself in certain video games which I enjoy. Ones you might not expect, but these types of games they mean a lot to me. I grew up on, this is one of my favorite games of all time. It's kind of funny because it's funny coming back to this game after oh crap, you found me. Didn't think you'd actually get me. It's been a very long time since I've really played this game, sat down and played it for more than, you know, 20 minutes or so. Because Skyrim I've played a while. Even Daggerfall I've played a while too, but Skyrim I've played the longest in the past few years, but Oblivion not so much. So it brings back a lot of memories and a lot of other things, you know, thinking about other games. So I think I might try those too. There are a lot of games that I want to make videos about. I think would do well. I think a lot of people would enjoy. I at least would enjoy. So I think that's my main goal for the channel. So I hope you all enjoy. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. And until next time, I'll catch y'all later. Alright. Peace.